the girl discovered something terrifying. Not far away was a wild dog. The girl backed away in fear. As the wild dog approached her, the girl panicked and called out to her father. However, when her father saw her, Ellie had already been cornered at the edge of a deep pit. He comforted his daughter and told her not to move. Then he made noise to try to scare the wild dog away, but the wild dog was not afraid. It continued to approach the girl. Ellie was about to fall into the pit. Her father picked up a rock and threw it at the wild dog. Unexpectedly, the girl was also frightened by this. Her father tried to pull Ollie back, but it was too late. Father and daughter fell into the deep pit. When Jack regained consciousness from his unconscious state, he saw his wife calling out to Ollie. Jack felt deeply guilty. He couldn't accept that his daughter had left him like this. He stood there, unsure of what to do. Suddenly, his wife grabbed Jack's head and tried to wake him from his despair. When he finally came to his senses, he realized that his daughter was not dead. Jack carried his daughter to the car. Then they went to the hospital. While Jack was waiting in line, he saw hospital staff handing over a box labeled with organs to transport personnel, as if conducting some kind of transaction. This made Jack uneasy, but at that moment, all he wanted was to save his daughter. Finally, it was their turn to register, but as they were establishing the file, the nurse's words made the couple tense.
Would you like Perry listed for organ donation?
No.
Can I convince you to reconsider?
Not now, please.
Seeing that the couple was strongly resistant, the nurse explained that this was the hospital's standard procedure. After entering the information, the hospital finally began examining Ollie. Soon, the doctor came to diagnose Ollie's condition. Fortunately, her daughter only had a broken arm. However, what puzzled Jack was that the doctor was very interested in Ollie's eyes, constantly praising how beautiful they were. The doctor suggested getting a CT scan to check for internal injuries. They then pushed Ollie toward the elevator. Jack wanted to accompany them, but the doctor told him that the area below was strictly controlled by the hospital. Only one family member was allowed to accompany the patient. Jack didn't think much of it, and let his wife accompany Ollie for the examination. However, something strange happened. Jack waited for several hours, but his wife and daughter never returned. Feeling uneasy, Jack asked about the situation, but the staff said there was no record of the girl in the system. Jack was shocked. He had clearly brought Ollie there to register for treatment. Why had the mother and daughter disappeared? Jack felt uneasy. To figure out what was going on, he sneaked into the emergency room to look for his family.
What the hell? Do you mind?
So sorry,
But his actions attracted the attention of security. The doctors, who heard the noise, also came over to check. After learning about Jack's situation, the attending physician said that he had the registration records for the entire day. However, he searched through the entire registration book. He couldn't find any registration information for Ollie. The situation became increasingly bizarre. At that moment, he noticed the nurse, who had led them to the hospital. The doctor asked her if she had seen Jack. The woman said she had indeed seen him, but only when Jack entered the hospital alone. She had even helped him bandage his wounds. Jack's expression changed instantly. Seeing that Jack was getting agitated, the nurse injected him with a sedative. Jack disrupted the hospital's order, and the security guards locked him in a room. Just as his consciousness was about to fade, he noticed adrenaline on the cabinet, and injected it into his body. Jack immediately regained consciousness. To avoid being trapped by the others, he had no choice but to hide in the car. Looking at his wife's phone on the passenger seat, Jack felt confused.